I don't know if I'm recording. Oh, okay. I think I am. Now if I can just get it to focus. Okay. Hey guys, so welcome to my first video ever. And this video is going to be on a very highly requested topic, and that is on my transformation and how I lost the weight. So, quick background. So, I started this transformation at 183 pounds, and it was the heaviest I had ever been, but it was the happiest I had ever been. And that is because the year prior to 2016, so all of 2015, I spent it in self-love, and I discovered what it was to finally make peace with my body. For the first time ever, my body and I made friends. I started dieting at a young age, I want to say age 12. So for most of my life, I didn't know anything other than diets and other than being strict, and it was just this really bad cycle. And it wasn't until 2015 where I said, this has to stop. I was mentally, physically, and emotionally tired. It's just, I was done. I had missed out on so much of my life because I just was trying to achieve this perfect body, which perfect doesn't even exist. So I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to actually participate in events, actually live life. So I did so much self-care and so much reflecting, and I learned so much about myself, and I finally saw the beauty in how diverse people are and how we're all so different. And that's what makes you you, and that's what makes you unique. But you know, there's something that I always liked about fitness and nutrition, and it was something that it wasn't really the way that it made you look, but it was the way that it made you feel. So for sure, I knew that fitness is something that I liked, and just because I was preaching self-love and self-care and I was discovering this new world, it didn't mean that I had to stop exercising and eating healthy. That's totally not what it means. So in late 2015, maybe around October, November, I decided that I wanted to take on fitness again, and that I really missed it and I really liked it. So I tried finding a gym around here that really kind of met my needs in a sense, because I was going to a regular gym, I guess you can say, and it's not that I was lacking motivation, it's just that I didn't have the necessary tools, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I was misinformed and whatnot. So I finally found a gym in the last week of December. I found a gym it's 20 minutes away from my house, but it just, I felt at home there. It's a boot camp class. You do strengthening, conditioning, HIIT. I mean, it's awesome. I loved it. So that's where I started with fitness. I searched for a gym until I found what I liked and I was comfortable doing, and something that I felt benefited me. So that's the whole, I'll talk more about that in other videos, the whole fitness part of it, the whole exercise. But for this one, I kind of want to just narrow it down to the nutrition and what I did for my eating. So January of 2016, I started off with this idea that, you know, I discovered what self-love was, and what better way to treat my body and thank it for all that it's done for me than to feed it the right foods and give it exercise and just move it in ways that make you feel good. So I started 2016 doing this meal plan diet that was basically really low calorie. It was 800 calories, and I remember doing that, I want to say, for a good 2 or 3 weeks, and I was really good. Like, I did it perfectly, didn't cheat. I stuck to it very well, and of course I was gonna lose weight because 800 calories, like, come on. And the workouts that I was doing. And then I had a friend, shout out to FitEd, he came around and was like, and I showed him what I was doing, and he's like, you do realize you're eating 800 calories? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I know, but I don't know what to do. I mean, I know that I want to, you know, show love to my body and put in good stuff into it and just move and you feel good, but I don't really know how to go about that. So he introduced me to something called flexible dieting, and I said I wasn't going to go into detail into which one of the specifics are, just because I want to do that for other videos. I don't want to make this one too lengthy. So I did flexible dieting for a good 5 to 6 months into my journey. and he bumped up my calories. So I went from eating 800 calories roughly to almost 2,000 calories. I was at like 1,900. My carbs were like at 200 grams. My proteins were up. My fats were up. So I told him, and during this point, I was participating in a challenge at my gym. And I said to him, I'm not going to win this fat loss challenge. There's no way if you put my calories this high and my carbs this high. But you know what? I trusted him. And I knew internally that I couldn't starve myself. There was no way that restricting and doing this was going to get me to where I wanted to be if I wanted to live that healthy lifestyle. So I listened to him. I trusted him. I trusted the process. And I said, you know, why not? And so I started tracking macros, and I ended up actually winning that challenge. I would have gotten third place had I shown up for the weigh-in. That's a whole nother story. But that's how and I should probably insert the picture of my first 8 weeks in here somewhere if I figure out how to do that. We'll see if I get that down. That was the first 8 weeks. And like I said, I didn't starve myself. I was eating well about 1,900 calories, almost 2,000. My carbs were up. Didn't cut out any food group, nothing. Then after that, around June, I decided that, you know what, I want to push myself to my limits and I want to try something different. So I did hire a personal trainer, and with him, I did a meal plan. So with flexible dieting, I was choosing my own foods. As long as they fit my numbers, I was good. With him, I was doing a meal plan, and I mean, I really liked it because I was doing a summer course with chemistry, and that was really stressful. So I figured, you know what, I don't have to put so much energy into thinking about what I have to eat. I could just follow this meal plan and we're good. So doing that, I lost even more weight, and I guess I can just put in the pictures at the end. So I did a meal plan for about, I want to say, so June and July, I followed a meal plan. I basically ate the same stuff, but I didn't mind it. I was very busy at the time. I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have the time or energy to put into what I was going to eat the next day or whatever. After that, I did keto. Keto was great too. Keto really, like, I liked it. And at the end of that, I had some health issues. This is by August. So now it had been January, February, all the way up to August. I was just going hard the whole time. I didn't really allow my body to rest. It got to the point to where, like, wow, like, I was seeing all these changes and I was so motivated that I just wanted more and more. And I started to see, I just lost track of why I started. And the whole premise of why I started was because I wanted to be healthy. And at this point I had stopped being healthy because a bunch of things happened. I ended up in the doctor's office and it was just a mess. So since then till now, I should probably recap where I am now. I haven't dieted. I haven't done anything crazy. I've been intuitively eating. I have gained some weight. I'm probably between 9 and 12 pounds higher from my lowest weight, but I mean, that's no big deal. That it's just, weight is weight, you guys. Like, weight doesn't make you any less or more of a person. It's just weight. That'll come off if you want it to come off, or you can keep it on if you want to keep it on. So that brings me up until now. I am not counting calories. I'm not tracking macros. I'm not following a meal plan. I'm just basically eating. I'm still training. I'm just kind of living life again. And the time will come when I do start tracking again, or when I do start following a meal plan. But as for now, I'm good like this. I'm fine. And so, okay, quick little summary. So I did flexible dieting, I did meal plan, and I did keto. So what this comes down to is you have to find what works for you. That worked for me, and it only worked for me because I stuck with it. I didn't do it for a day or two and say, you know what, this doesn't work. I actually stuck to it for weeks. I stuck for it from the first thing I did, the flexible dieting. I did 8 weeks consistently, and then I took a break, and then I did it again. The meal plan was, again, 8 weeks consistently, keto. So you have to be consistent with what you do. You can't just try it for a few days and just say it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. So also, you have to find what works for you, because we are so different. And the reason you see so many people losing weight with different methods is because essentially everything works, but you have to really adapt it to your lifestyle, and you have to see really what what you can sustain. If you can sustain it, then you're good. Stick with it. If you can't, then ditch it and try something else. The reason there are so many diet books out there and so many methods of losing weight is because everything works for different people. You have to really, and I will emphasize this over and over again, you have to find what works for you. What works for me is not the same that will work for you. So you can see that I experimented with different things. I didn't just stick to one thing and say like, okay, this is the only way. There is just not one way. There's different ways to lose weight. Again, find what works for you. Be happy doing it. Enjoy the process. The minute you're not enjoying it, it's not fun anymore, and you really don't want to do that. You want to keep it fun. You want to keep it different. You want to switch it up. So my advice to you: find something you like, find what works for you, stay consistent, stick with it, and you'll see the changes. I know this video wasn't very detailed, like into what each of the things that I did was, but I guess I can say that for other videos. I didn't want to make this one too long. Again, thanks for watching my first video ever. Hopefully there is more to come, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!